Dope. All right. I think we're gonna get ready and get started. Welcome. This is a project that me and Ben have been talking about for several weeks now, and we are finally doing it. Holy shit! What? Ben.
Fitting person to go to as well.
Dude, yeah, for real, dude. Okay. So real quick before my only tangent, I was barely 10 minutes into stream and we had a hype train.
Yep, I
I
was
was
there
like,
for it.
oh my god, like seriously, and Miranda started it. I was like, y'all, come on, like I got 12 hours of this. Y'all can't break me this early. Okay, so yeah, like I said, this is a project that me and Ben have been working on for a couple weeks now. We are doing, we're calling it Roll for Talk Size because we couldn't think of a better name to go with it. So
To be fair, there are worse names.
there are worse names. True,
I
yeah,
probably would have called it Roll for Diplomacy, but I suppose that works.
yeah.
Second edition.
I think Roll for Talk Size fits with Roll for Dick Size. Like it kind of like sounds similar vibes. So to get started, we're gonna go ahead and introduce ourselves. You guys know me. My name is Bree, or Sushi, whatever you guys want to call me. I play Stella, and I've been playing D&D for almost 4 years. And my inspiration for Stella was based on my very first character. She was Stella, what was she? She was a Circle of the Moon druid, I believe. And, you know, I kind of just got attached and fell in love with her. So when Ben invited me to come play here, I decided to rework her. And now she is a Circle of the Stars druid. So, yeah, I'm going to pass it over to my co-host, Ben.
Alright guys, just follow my lead. So, my name is Ben. I've been playing for about a year, almost two now. Well, just over a year and a half. Fellow player here, Chris, was my coworker at Wendy's, and he was the DM at the time, and he introduced me to the game. I was very bored, very lonely, and look how it worked out. I am not unsatisfied whatsoever. So, my character is Thavanoth. He is a fighter, Goliath, 8'9", really big. I tried to go for a Russian accent, it didn't work, so I just have a slight, it's almost like a lisp, but it's not. It's like an accent. Think,
Russian
Wanda
American.
No. Think Scarlet Witch in Civil War.
Sokovian.
Trying, but not really. That's me at this point.
Often
Wait.
gets forgotten about.
Not forgotten about. Just I'm too lazy.
In other words, no Colossus.
But yeah, I am a Goliath fighter. I bring the smash pain while Chris brings the slash pain. My inspiration for my character would be my father. He served in the United States military for 21 years. Chris is ready. Joe, can you leave and then join?
I mean, he could just join general and like we would pull him in. We could just bypass it that way.
Just tell him that then.
Either way.
Yeah. My inspiration was my dad. He served in the United States Army for 21 years. And aside from being green and 8 feet plus, he looks like my dad. My dad has tattoos. He has anchors and have designs on his calves and like a sleeve. And he has a beard now. And it's just, I based him off my dad, just bigger. And
Nope, I gotta fix my camera.
he, it was a really simple character, something I made on the fly. Joe kind of introduced me to the class, and I've come to very much enjoy it, and he's become my very favorite character, and it's not very close. The one time I almost died, I sounded calm. I was not. I was very scared. I love this character. I do not want to lose him. So at this point, yeah. I can't really blame you though. I guess he's the next person we should go to actually, considering he runs the fucking game we talked about. Joe, go ahead and introduce yourself.
I mean, as it says my name. Actually, I don't think they can't see my name on the stream.
No, they can't. No, they
Yeah,
can't
yeah,
see your
it's
name.
like-
They can. They can see it. They can
logo.
see it in my other format, but not this one.
You know
No,
what?
but-
This is kind of.
Oh
fitting that
wait,
you
I
have to
can. I
do
can
that.
put. Oh, it only hovers. It won't stay on. Let me see if I could. I guess not.
You have the dungeon master wall up right now.
I mean, it
Yeah,
kind of-
I'll
it kind
just
of
like
screws
keep going in circles so that
it. Oh,
your
get
name
to
tags.
300, I'll show my face. Get to 300, I'll show my face then.
300 what?
300 followers, I'll show my face.
You hear that, chat? 300 followers and we get a DM face reveal.
Or 5 gifted subs.
5
Or
gifted.
five-
Yes, 5
Yeah.
gifted subs and you get a DM reveal.
I have 1.
Yeah, we got 1. Can we get 4 more gifted subs for a face reveal for the DM?
Nah, that's not gonna happen right now.
Right now.
Boo.
Alright, Joe.
Sorry.
No, anyway, well, as you probably know, my name's Joseph. Everyone just generally calls me Joe. I'm DM. I'm doing every character. Honestly, I think I've been playing for D&D for about roughly a little bit more, like 2 months longer than Ben has. So it's been about half a year and a half.
Chris.
Yeah,
Yeah, closer to 2 years than I am.
yeah, I'm close to 2 years, and I also started under Chris, and that was I think it was in the.
Well, there's the face reveal, Joe.
what?
Yeah,
Chris
Oh.
just dropped 5
Oh.
gifted subs.
God
Yeah,
damn it, Chris.
I suggested the game to Joe since we
Damn.
were in the same class.
Tyler, how
so-
are you not subscribed, bro? What?
Fake fan.
Actually, it was Matt. You were an influence, but it was actually Sarah who brought me in.
Really?
Yeah,
It was,
Yeah.
his mother.
It
Yeah.
was?
They were classmates.
yeah. I was classmate with Sarah, and I
Ah,
was meeting her to
so
give her
both
something for her
tracked
birthday.
you.
Yeah, pretty much. I met her there to give her something for her birthday, and Chris like started staring at me at the window, and she said, "Told me to join." I was like, "Oh fuck."
You're staring at you through the window.
Yes, he was giving me that
I
Chris stare.
see.
Oh
Joe.
my god. I didn't hear that
Join.
story.
Right, I forgot.
My
about
God,
that.
Chris, you fucking menace.
DM! Oh wait, no, that's Chris. Dang.
Chris, you're dark as
Oh.
hell. Holy crap.
Oh.
I-
Oh, DM reveal! I gotta fix myself because I'm like, hold on. All right, Tyler, you
Oh,
gotta
you're like out
turn
there
turn your camera now. Then we'll have the whole gang here.
Bree, you're over me.
I know, I
Oh.
fixed it. I fixed
That's
it.
okay.
Fine. Make me do work.
To
Work.
work.
Click 3 buttons.
Dang it.
Too
Hold on, I gotta
hard.
fix it now because now I'm over Tyler.
Unless you're an AI, Tyler, I'm afraid we're not looking at you.
There we go.
Shut up.
There we go.
There we go.
What in the fuck?
We get an
He's
eyeball.
Hey,
There you go.
It's his phone.
yeah. Dope.
Hey, get out of that
I
box.
told you I was on mobile.
My cat's not in
You're always
trouble.
on mobile.
But yeah, it's like after Chris had Goose Badge, it was in his campaign for a while. Then like COVID happened, we stopped meeting in person, and everyone started scattering. Ben made the Discord, and we've been campaigning with him for a while. Then after that happened, I was like, no, I'll host one. That's how this is
I
happening.
was desperately looking for somebody to suggest that they would be him next. It did not go very well. I didn't know what I was doing for much of the time. I slowly got the hang of it, but too little, too late, and that's why it wasn't a very good the first time. But we'll get to why that can change in a bit.
Yeah.
Anything else you'd like to add, Joe?
I mean, I'm not a character. I'm everyone, so I can't really specify a character.
Fair enough.
Do we want to go over to Matt?
Yeah, let's do Matt. Matt,
We'll just go in order on like who's my screen. So Matt would be
Alright.
next.
And then Chris, then
Then Tyler, yeah. Yeah, we could do that.
Alright, so hi, my name's Matt. I've been playing D&D for about the same time as I suppose Joe has, well, a little bit longer than him. I first joined just out of curiosity because I saw they were signing stuff up in at the RCC rec room, but I play Tally, the Phoenix Sorceress, with my inspiration for her largely being based off of the movie, shoot, what's it called? It's, frickin' heck, the one that, it's
The Mummy?
Prince of Egypt, that's
Oh.
it, Prince of Egypt. I was inspired because I'm a
Bree,
huge
don't
music,
change it. I'll come back.
I'm a
Okay.
huge music nut since I have like over 100 flipping some CDs over there in the corner, but
Chris.
I was largely inspired by the song for Deliver Us, the whole Egyptian feel of it, so decided to make an Egyptian phoenix sorceress that likes burning things down, and I'm basically the team's a little annoyance that loves plugging crap up and being an absolute nuisance to the enemies.
And by oh my, you become very good at it.
I mean, there's a reason why my little title on the side says "Your friendly neighborhood headache."
I
Well, that and
didn't.
also
I never. I didn't see that. That's funny.
that
I
and
did,
also
I asked him about it.
that and I tend to get on. I have a bad habit of getting on people's nerves.
Hey, look, we know you don't mean to all the time, and we understand that patience is a virtue we should all have with everybody. So
True.
don't sweat it, bro.
What is
Sure.
patience?
And on that note, let's take things over to our resident dumbass barbar, Chris.
Very unprepared for this, but hi, my name is Chris. I am the dumbass Sven. I guess. How long have I been playing? I've been playing about as long as Matt and Tyler have actually.
Yeah, it was Hornsby that introduced us.
Yeah, it was Hornsby that introduced us. But I mean, okay, I can't say that that was the first time I ever did D&D, or as far as creating a character anyways. I created a character like, what year was it? I think it was like,
Oh, excuse me.
no, I think it was like 2017, maybe? At NecoCon. There was a D&D thing there, and I wanted to try that out and create a character. But other than that, the first time I actually playing was with Hornsby over at RCC with Matt and Tyler, I think.
Yeah, you were definitely there with us.
Yeah, your first character was the Kaishi the Dragonborn.
Yes. The Gold Dragon.
Yep.
And then there
You
was
loved
Ron.
intimidating the crap out of people.
I never intimidated anyone.
Yes, you did. You intimidated people like crazy.
I don't know.
Paladin.
All right, and Tyler, last
wait,
but not least.
Wait, Chris. Inspiration for Sven.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
I'm sure this has already been discussed in the sessions.
In game.
Yes, in game. But there is a bunch of different things that inspired me to make Sven. I mean, one was, of course, Assassin's Creed Valhalla. But it's also more reaching back to my roots, essentially. I mean, I'm not a Viking or anything, but I'm sure I probably have a little bit of Norse blood in me, as most anyone.
Yeah, I know he is. I have him up as high as he can go. He's just a quiet talker.
The most was definitely Assassin's Creed Valhalla and the song My Mother Told Me. Other than that, not much. He's just been kind of growing as the game has been progressing.
Growing pain.
The resident toddler of the group.
At least I wasn't a pain at the start.
Fair enough. You had a great.
They didn't try jumping on the enemy boat as was still moving.
Look,
Yeet!
If he had his way now, that dragon turtle would have never seen the light of day.
No, absolutely not.
What's that thing? It's a dragon turtle.
I want to tame it.
Tyler, let's not forget you, buddy. Go ahead, man.
Alright, let's see.
The connection issue.
I'm Tyler, I play Zeyolah. I didn't really have much of a and Zeus before things happened, in case you've seen the first couple episodes. But I didn't really have much of an inspiration for him. It was just whatever I came up with, because it was something that kind of got sprung on me, and I was like, I'm not totally really sure what I wanted to do, but I wanted to play a class that was completely different from anything I'd played before, so that's how I wound up where I was.
And guys, forgive the connection issues. It's not actually Tyler's fault this time. There is a hellstorm going on right now.
Yeah, it
Out
also
in,
doesn't help that we
Virginia.
almost all of us have our cameras on too.
Yeah.
You're
that'll
on
do
your
it.
phone. You're the only one on your
smoother.
phone, though. You're not doing anything
Yeah,
with your
well-
computer, are you?
He probably just has
Not really.
he
I
probably
have
just has
Discord
my
open and
stream
I have
up.
the stream open. Yeah, I have Discord open even though
Wait, you have Discord open, but you're using your phone?
it's so I can use my mic.
Okay.
Anyway.
Alright, so we have a couple. We just want to do some reflections on our story so far. One of the things that's been pretty big amongst the campaign so far is the importance that we've put on bonding and the companionship, not only with each other, but also Kania, Iku, and then the cheetah babies. Why do you guys think that we unintentionally put such a big importance in that? Whoever wants to go first can feel free to
That is a very
speak.
good question because I'm unsure. I understand why, Ben/Thav, whatever name you want to use, connected with the dinosaur as well, but I don't understand how we got to adopting two whatever the hell those cats are and just like going with it.
I'd say it has something to do with. I probably
ahead,
have to
Matt.
say it has something to do with Sven because, bear in mind, Sven was the one who adopted like a Velociraptor and realized, oh wait, that's right, we can get pets.
I mean, yeah, that realization kind of resurfaced when Sven, pondered the idea out loud, and it ended up working. Go figure. But I mean, let's also not forget the later editions of Orvix and the veteran and the noble we rescued from the crashed airship in the trees. I can't remember their names at the moment. But
Ooh. Yes, I have.
Oh,
Let me
yeah.
find my book.
we rescue. I mean, I invested so many of my abilities in that fight specifically to keep them alive, even keeping them from falling by dealing the fall damage to the one he dealt with. That was just. I thought that was crazy.
Yeah, I should have had my book out already, but okay, let's see.
In layman terms, we're an amalgamation of mixed morals.
Oh,
Yeah,
absolutely.
I
You've
mean,
got Thav who's pretty far
That's
into the
probably the
good
best way to put it.
spectrum.
I'm basically just a big shepherd.
You've got Sven
I
who.
wish-
Go on, say it. I'm a dumbass.
Well, no, it's just that you fall more towards the gray more than you'd like to admit.
Sven is pretty chaotic neutral, honestly.
No, Sven's
That
not
is
chaotic
quite
neutral.
literally-
Yeah, just literally his line.
He's callous.
Well,
He's
if there's
callous.
any,
He's not very emotionally involved.
I mean, if there's any, bear in mind the situations that Tally has had with Sven's, where he's literally ended up poisoning her because he's just been like, I'm gonna do it.
I mean, he's more chaotic introvert than
Yeah, there was literally that moment where there was like the big pit filled with like all the golems, but there was like this little chest. I said like, don't activate that or else it'll set up a trap, and Sven's like, whatever.
Oh, right.
When you purposely,
I thought-
took like 70 damage or some shit.
Right.
Oh, yeah.
I thought you were talking about the mushrooms.
I thought you were
No,
talking. I
no,
thought he
no.
was talking about the
No,
soup.
but that's a running joke that will forever be just.
We're never gonna let you forget that.
We're
Can I
never gonna.
Can I shine a light that Sven has not eaten a single mushroom since?
Has he finally wisened
Since
up
we
and
got
realized
into the
his
tomb.
time and place?
It's
There's actually a reason for that, and Joe and I know that. So
yeah. It has been about roughly a week since it actually had one.
Let me guess, you're gonna get addicted to them if you keep doing it.
there was something more onto it, and it had to do something with the transformation.
Oh yeah, the one that
He
almost
undertakes.
killed Thavanoth.
Only time I've gone down in the entire campaign, by the way.
So far, yeah.
We could do it again.
Let's not.
No.
Yeah.
Let's do it again after level 12. When
After level 12.
when resurrection's possible, and I'll have resistance to physical damage too.
Okay, that's right.
Yeah, you also have the
Then it's a fair fight.
the
Again.
chaotic good flipping
I'll just use my
pyro.
claws for magical.
There's also the chaotic good fire pyromancer who's had like 20 kids.
I actually
mean,
don't
that's in
have
your
the names of
backstory.
them. The Wreck of the Star Goddess,
No,
right?
I haven't
That's
mentioned it.
Yeah,
I
I
haven't
don't have
mentioned
their
any of them.
names. Not that
I
it
haven't
matters.
mentioned any of them by name, but I just mentioned that like they're
I mean,
Yeah, they're an important part of you.
yeah.
And that
I
makes
mean,
you,
yeah.
that imprints on us. Sort of.
I mean, I
Yeah,
do have the
she's-
name if you actually want them, but
Oh, it doesn't matter. It was
Nah,
it
that'd
was
be
literally
insane.
it was
That'd be
literally
insane.
episode 13.
Besides, they're all like different races and all that. So
actually, no, they were all humans. Like the Wreck of the Stargast was just humans.
No, he's talking about his kids. Or Tally's
your
kids.
yeah, Tally's kids.
Yeah, sorry.
Sorry, two conversations happening at once. I think like it kind of like gives a humanization. Like I say humanization because we're all different races, but I feel like it like kind of at the end of the talking is so hard when you've been streaming for 6 hours. I feel like it's kind of a way to have our characters center themselves because a lot of the times, since we had the cheetah babies, after like a really big combat encounter, I've been finding that Stella has been just spending time with Astrid and cuddling her, trying to like keep herself grounded, and she just trying to get like that connection to like keep herself like calm with all the shit that's going on, like all the outside influences. So I think like that's like I feel like if we don't like I don't know, I can't think, I just think it's a way to like keep our characters like centered and grounded, even if it's not intentional. I think there's like a human feeling that we've been using to project into our characters for stuff like that. Because I don't know about you guys, like when I'm having a bad day, like there's nothing better than cuddles from my dogs. Or like if you have a cat, like I feel like it's like, even if we're not meaning to, I feel like it's very much that.
I'm sort of the reverse in my case, where when I get home, I just want to be left alone, and this buzz down here keeps on meowing and trying to get in my room and all that, try to bug me.
So fluffy.
Help you.
Yeah, like Midge is very clingy.
Stop being angry at your cat.
I'm not being angry at her, she's just being very clingy.
Let me love you.
Speaking of clingy relationships, I think we should talk about the relationships that run between
Yeah, excellent segue, Ben. That was the next topic.
between both the good and the bad, and the absent. We'll get to that. But there's plenty of good relationships. The obvious one being Savvy. Don't really, honestly, know how that came to be. Just sort of, I don't know. Did, and I know that's pretty cliche.
big guy,
Yeah,
little girl.
I
no.
totally just it sort of wasn't there. And
Yeah.
then it was.
I feel like with Stella and Thav's relationship, I feel like it started like as a joke, like a haha, like that'd be so funny because she's literally 3 feet tall and Thav is 9 foot or 8'9". So I feel like we started it as a joke, but then like, bro, I don't think it's a joke anymore. Like it's very much that meme. But no, I feel like with Stella's past, she is looking for like a protector because she's been through, she lost her father and her brothers, so she, is trying to find that male protector in her life, and she just kind of gravitated towards Thav because he was the first person in a really long time to not treat her like she's some fragile little thing. Like I feel, and you can correct me if I'm wrong, Ben, but I feel like Thav sees that she's a good fighter, like she can hold her own and stuff like that, and that's extremely important to her because she is so small.
He didn't used to.
Really?
He didn't used to. No, he didn't used to. And it's not because he questioned your abilities. Goliaths are very evidence-based. You need to prove yourself. And so for that,
I think he hadn't seen you really fight. First time he'd seen you fight was the tavern fight, which, we can't really talk about him as a companion because he's been gone for several months now.
He's dead.
So he's dead. He's
Yeah,
dead
just
or
kind
the
of yeeted
villain.
out of the
He's
story.
dead or the villain. Like,
Come on, Joe, give us a hint.
No.
I gotta start it off.
Damn.
like, I mean, that was the first time he'd seen Stella fight, and even then, Thav was busy trying not to get his ass kicked because he was the first one to take on that fight because he had to be. It was him or the druid with 13, 14 AC, or the
I was
spellcaster-
baby.
Sally was there too.
or the spellcaster with 12, which I was.
We were
'Cause actually,
babies.
looking back on that, Tyler and I were actually doing the quest.
Yes, you guys were actually.
Yeah, y'all were trying to do the storyline. We were side questing it up.
We
That's
were actually
fine.
trying to do
I
the
mean-
thing.
I mean, Sven and Sven and Zaus did progress the story quite a bit. It's a shame that it can't always be that way anymore because I'm not gonna lie, I kind of miss Zaus, but we'll get there. Chris, I feel like Thav and Sven have formed quite a bond. Don't know what to describe it with, but it's certainly something.
It's a bromance.
It's
Brotherly.
like a brothers in arms kind of thing to me.
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
That's just me.
I'd say it's kind of more like a love-hate warrior brother.
They're rivals.
Kind of rivalish,
But we're not enemy rivals. We're just
Yeah.
competitive.
Well, you can be friends and rivals at the same time.
We're both competitive. That's the
They're
thing.
basically Legolas and Gimli.
though neither one of us is an elf
It doesn't.
or a dwarf.
Don't be technical with
I
me.
have to tell you that. You guys are constantly you are competing with each other, trying to outdo each other generally. So that does match up pretty well.
Fair enough. But I mean, how do you feel about that? Because they did tie you up. I still don't know how. I
Ooh,
got away.
kinky.
I tied him up while he was asleep, and then he woke up.
I remember. He was on the
On
table.
the table. On the table.
You know this look.
I'm just imagining that if that situation turned out any differently, Sven would have just like jumped and like carried the table on his back, just charged like with his arms side up.
If I could, I could.
But no, I tied his legs and his arms. I tied all of you to the table.
Just turned to a battering ram.
Yeah, that's right. You tied me up because of the transformation. Forgot about that.
How was
Even
my
though you
payback?
didn't know it was me.
I kind of deduced it when it put me down.
Metagaming who?
Like,
Yeah,
I only know one fighter that's strong enough to do that.
Yeah, there was back
But
then. There
it's
was very few
similar
people
enough,
in the group
and
that
it-
could have done that.
And it's similar enough for me to deduce.
Even still, we were in the middle of the wild, so it wasn't very unlikely for us to run into something that could have
Yeah.
kicked our asses.
It had clothes.
Werewolves.
It was your clothes.
Werewolves don't
Fair enough.
keep their clothes when
It-
they fully transform
No.
them.
Yeah,
That's the
no.
only-
Chris's transformation.
Either way.
And Chris already just said they were his clothes. Like he said, fair enough.
Yeah, that's
because
fair.
They were his clothes.
Fair is fair.
And I have dark vision. I can make out what Ben's clothes look like.
Just
no matter
because
what.
you have dark vision doesn't mean
I'm
you
not
can see
saying it's
everything.
not vision. I didn't say that, but we were at melee distance.
Yeah,
It
dummy.
doesn't mean you can
Oh
see every
yeah,
detail,
even
though.
gray, you'd be able to tell that.
Bro,
Oh, you'd be able to make out patterns. You still want to make like it was unique
It's
color
black and
pattern,
white.
You wouldn't be able to notice.
I don't need to see pattern if it's black.
No, Sven has like kind of like bluish clothing. It's not all black.
No, it's not. It's black. Anyway.
It's like black
It's
leather armor.
kind of bluish.
So we've talked about the good, positive relationships. Let's mention the bad ones. I know we haven't really had too much bad blood amongst the group. Mainly, specifically, it's just from what I can remember, we've had conflict with Talibah and Stella over the night in the tavern, and then we've also fairly recently Talibah and Sven.
There was
So-
also Zeus and Thav for a good while there.
Yeah, you kept betting against me, and I proved you wrong every time, and then I told you I proved you wrong, and showed you I proved you wrong, and you still didn't change. It's like,
It was that little
bro,
grate. It was that sort of grating between Tally and Zeyolah when when Zeyolah wouldn't take up the weapon that could have stopped the fight.
Yeah, that too. Oh, the thing with the spirit,
Mummy.
yeah.
Yeah, and then he threw it at my face.
Okay, that is really my fault. I will admit that. I should
You
have
say
phrased
yeet.
that better.
that gets a star at the top. I think that gets a star at the top via Joe.
Oh,
That was so funny.
No. You described how things act, or I'm just gonna just think of based on the way you said it. He did not fully describe. He said, "I throw the face at Sven."
Yeah, I
Sure,
didn't
fire
say that I
display.
throw it gently. I just said I throw it. So he took it to mean fucking
Yeet.
yeet.
He yeeted through the fan blades, and just Chariots of Fire keeps playing and just flying through the air.
To be fair,
It's like,
Sven
I
was
did
shit.
catch
away.
it. I did catch it.
You did catch
He
it,
did.
you were only
He did
feet
catch
away,
it.
Joe. I don't
It
think
was like
you
an inch
meant
away
it.
from your face, like,
Like,
oh.
I would.
No, he wanted to eat it. He know he did.
It was definitely
No, I
intentional.
did not
No,
want
it
to
was
eat it.
definitely
Threw
intentional.
it like a stick grenade.
I think that was intentional. No.
Which also, in hindsight, I should have used the mace against the skeletons.
Oops. Oh well.
And again,
Something to keep in mind for the future.
It's
I
like
mean-
1d6 plus 6 for me.
yeah, I mean,
I wanted to be a punchy boy.
I mean, you were able
Punch,
to punch, and
punch.
you're like rarely gonna do that as a barbarian. So there's that.
Well, with a crit
Yeah.
on that, you would have killed them.
I
And
mean, with
raging
anything,
beast.
I would have killed them. Unless I rolled like a nat 1 on the fucking damage. Excuse my language.
Oh, it's whatever. I have 18 plus for a
Really?
reason.
Yeah,
It's
we lived
18
on
plus
18.
for a reason. It's in my rules.
Wow.
If there's any
I'm
children
an
here,
idiot.
they're not supposed to be here, except for Grayson,
Get outta
because like
here.
I don't care.
Grayson, what are you doing with Daddy's
Grayson, you
computer?
can stay. He's actually watching on the big TV in the living room. So hi, Grayson.
Hey Gray, what's up?
Hi, Bobby. Yeah. So how do you guys think when we are in interpersonal conflicts like amongst the group, how do you think that affects overall combat strategy?
Honestly, it depends on what the problem is.
It does, and it depends on who's involved because some of us are more stubborn than others.
Yeah, in the context of the problem.
So
Yes,
for
if it's something
example,
minor,
so
we're
for
gonna get over it, but
so for example, let's take back to the Tally Stella situation where Stella felt like she was being babied. Do you feel like in situations like that, you would try harder in that case to prove that you're something you're not, therefore putting yourself in a risky situation that could potentially be bad?
I mean, the way I see it is that when actual trouble flares up, you put your personal feelings aside and just keep trying to fight as you have been.
Yeah, and I feel like it, depending on the conflict and who's involved, I feel like it's like it can affect like a trust thing. Like, I don't know if I can trust that person, you know, because they did this thing. My brain's broken.
Well, the problem,
Yeah,
You're
I don't
good.
know.
You've been
It's
swimming
like-
for like 7 hours. You're fine.
is the pro-
I'm
the only problem with that
tired.
logic- The only problem with that logic, though, is that if you start losing your trust mid-combat with that person that you've been fighting alongside with, that could ultimately result in both of you getting absolutely demolished.
It's only happened one time I can think of to date, and it was when we left the Sleeping Basilisk. I know it didn't matter in the long run, but I was heated at the time. I was fucking mad that we didn't just
I'll be
take him
back.
out or deal with him.
Take your time, Matt.
And yes, hindsight is 20/20, and it's
Sleeping Basilisk?
yeah,
He means the
one-
awakened snake.
Yeah, the awakened snake.
Oh.
That was
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
It was sleeping, and we could have taken it out then, and I felt like we should have. And I got pretty pissed at Matt, and therefore Talibah, because we didn't, and it ended up costing us big time.
Stella almost went down.
I was about to say.
Stella did go down.
In the end, thankfully, it did not matter.
Oh.
Tyler,
Yeah, he's having
he's on
problems.
his phone. He needs to switch to his laptop.
So
I'll be right back. Sorry.
no, you're good.
So, yeah.
Aw.
Thankfully, Matt, yes, in the long run, it did not matter, and I'm glad because I would like to have to keep it that way. So I'm very glad it didn't change, even though it did matter, because who knows what we all feel then, that whoever is the reason why.
Who's getting messages?
All right.
Joe, help.
All right.
Oh, where did Joe go?
He will be right
Okay.
back. What happened with Tyler?
Yeah, Tyler's missing in action.
Tyler's in action, really.
Yeah, this little thing, this little guy I got at a Comic-Con.
That's so cute. Sorry, I am eating my dinner/lunch.
It's very Japanese.
Likewise.
It's very Japanese.
I'm starving.
It's from, well, apparently it's made in China, so that's annoying. But it's made by.
It's made in China, though.
Well, it's
Alright.
a Japanese company.
I know.
Guys,
It's just
guys.
funny.
All right. Should we wait for Tyler or
Okay.
no? Just keep going.
Well, Joe's back, though.
All right. I actually did want to wait for Joe to come back before this next bit. All right.
Tyler's in
Alright.
trouble.
Oh, he can't get back in.
Oh,
Oh,
Oh, yeah.
I can move him back. He's like, there you go.
There we go. Wait. Yeah, there we go.
Oh, I like that question from Dom.
What question?
Okay.
What
Well,
happened?
we'll get to the Q&A after. I just want to touch before we get to the Q&A. We let's talk about the
I
apps.
still don't know, to tell you the
guys,
truth.
Matt.
Let's talk about the not so elephant in the room.
Yeah.
Our missing comrade from the beginning of the campaign. The reason why Ben and I decided we were going to talk about this is because people watching in the beginning of the show for the first however many episodes, they're going to see that we don't have another member of the group. So how do you think that has affected the dynamic of the group, if at all?
It hasn't. It
No,
hasn't, and
It
Well,
has. It has.
by how much?
Because, thing is that with the, I think Celador was his PC's
Yeah,
name.
Yeah, Celador.
With Celador, Tally was actually forming a bit of a bond with him, is the thing. So that just kind of, with him just disappearing, it feels like, well, crap, there goes that wasted effort. But I understand why he had to go. It's just a matter of, well, crap.
The politics of the groups doesn't need to fester in this conversation. So I'll keep it quiet. Tim's departure was well needed and a long time coming, and it was a mistake to invite him to this to begin with, because the person he turned into was not the same person he was at the time, and it makes me sick to think about the difference between the two, and to think they're the same person. And I'm not trying to be dramatic. I was a close friend at Tim's, and Bree was
Same.
too.
Mm-hmm.
And it's sickening to think about it. So, no, my real life disgruntledness with him, especially when, someone came to me about it. I think it overtook the desire to roleplay a departure for him, in my case. Or at least pretend there was one. No. It didn't bother me one bit. Our relationship had fallen through in your life, that's good enough.
Yeah, same with me. It was just kind of.
Who?
It's better for me. It's bittersweet because I was really close with him, and I hate the way that we had our fallout.
Sucked.
Yeah,
I think
it honestly, I told Dom like this. I tell everybody that when he left, it honestly kind of felt like a breakup because I did work with him a lot. And, you know, at the beginning, he really, really helped me out getting started on Twitch, and, like, we had a lot of great memories. And not gonna lie, like, I don't know, coming up to this anniversary date, it's kind of sad for me because I don't have like half the people that I started this with. Fuck, I'm crying. What the hell? I'm not trying to get emotional. I just don't know why. Like, it's bittersweet because I don't have the people doing this with the people that I started with. And that's like what really, like, kind of like breaks my heart, you know?
Tyler, mute.
Tyler, mute. Oh my god, I sound so ugly. What the fuck? But no, like, it's hard. And, you know, I was talking with Miranda and trying to get ideas for this, and she was like, you should play some of the other games that you played when you started. And it, like, got, like, really sad for me. So, I mean, I'm grateful to be, you know, have the connections, and I'm glad to be where I am, with the new friends that I've made and the old ones that have stuck around with me. But knowing that there's people missing from the beginning, like, it hurts. Next.
Yep. I mean, Joe,
Oh,
your one
anonymous.
little statement.
I mean, honestly, I barely knew Tim. I met him at
Same
been
here.
invited in the server. Like,
I
he
met
joined the group.
I met Tim through y'all, so
Yeah, he's
I
like,
have we
someone's already cheering.
Yeah, anonymous.
Anonymous is back. But I honestly never knew him that well. I heard about the drama, like all the drama secondhand. So I was kind of kept mostly out of the loop with that. But it's like it's kind of, it sucked he had to leave because I did plan a little bit of stuff with his character, but I really don't have much to say about that.
Joe, your mic's cutting out. But
yeah, and that's actually another thing I forgot to mention is that, but the only two people that Tally really shared her backstory with at first was Zaus and Celador, and so having him disappear and having Zaus die, that meant that she basically had to reveal her backstory twice.
Oh no,
fair enough. Yeah, and then he gets to write it down. But alright, so Bree said she needs a minute, that's okay. I'll take over from here. So we have some questions in the chat and written down. I'm gonna ask every question except the one Bree has for me. Joe,
I am actually going to take a quick bathroom
yeah.
break.
what did it feel like to actually kill a player character for the first time, and how did you feel after having gone through it?
Damn, give me a harsh. Honestly, it sucked. Like honestly, I said at the start, I am gonna mention if someone gets killed, they're going to die. Like that's consequence. Like I don't want to kill anyone, but it's a matter of consequences. That's how the game works. Honestly, the system.
We know the beginning of that statement is true because you spared Sven earlier that session.
Okay, that Sven thing was. Okay, if he had died there, like literally no one would have known he'd been gone. He would have just been devoured.
Yeah, that would have
The
been
only reason
kind
I did
of.
that, like no one would have known what happened to Sven. His character just been gone like the beginning of the session.
That was when faffing about went too far.
I mean, if he does that again, he will definitely suffer consequences of that. But I didn't want him to die at the beginning of the session when I knew he didn't have another character planned, and he would have just been sat out for the rest of the session.
Yeah, that would have
been shit as all hell.
Yeah.
And how did you feel after having gone through with killing him?
I honestly it felt like shit killing a player character, but
really.
Yeah. Like I don't like you guys put great you guys like it's not very child. It's like a creative. Yeah, it's like you put effort into writing these characters and like bonding with them like over the time. It's like over like I think it was like episode 20 or 17. Like he spent a lot of time as Zals and then he's gone. That sucked. I hate taking that away from someone, but what it is.
Fair enough. All right. Speaking of Tyler, what is it like to introduce a new character halfway through a campaign? And how did you adjust to the different playstyles between each character, one being a wizard, and of course now your friend?
I'm gonna switch that and start with the second question first.
Fair enough.
It's easier, but also more. I don't want to say restrictive because it's not really quote unquote restrictive, but we did sadly lose a lot of our utility, but it's definitely helped more, I think, in the long run, because of the paladin's inborn ability to heal.
Instead of being a little bit of good in a lot of things, you're a lot of good in just like a couple.
2 or 3 things, yeah. I'm really good at hitting things. I can heal things, and
You swapped out
thing.
You swapped out a utility character for a defense character.
Essentially, yeah.
Fair enough.
And
All right.
then,
Oh wait, go ahead. Sorry, yeah, go ahead.
yeah, it's definitely odd to bring in a character in the very middle, well, more towards the end, really, of a campaign, and just because it's like, well,
We did expedite the story on behalf of keeping your soul alive because Joe said it didn't immediately die.
Yeah, there's also that. But no, there's also the fact that, I lost literally all those relationships that I had. And it's like, well, I don't, like, me as a person, I know all this stuff, but me as a character, I know nothing.
Well, it's living on through Tally, luckily, because Zeyolah actually did explain his backstory to her.
Yeah, I did do that. That is true.
Hi, sorry, I'm back. I needed to go to the bathroom and put on a thicker
Completely
sweatshirt.
lost, but it's definitely not really difficult, being as there are 2 other big melee people other than just me, so at least there's that to kind of hold on to. But it's definitely tricky in the middle of a campaign to just completely switch.
All right. Fair enough. Bree.
Yes. Okay.
D&D is
Oh, sorry.
D&D.
Oh, me. Sorry.
yes.
I forgot what we were doing.
Yeah. No, I'll
Okay.
ask, you ask me.
Streamer.
Yeah,
But,
bad streamer, horrible streamer. I'm the worst.
Bree, we've all seen your rise through Twitch at, a rather alarming rate. Because of D&D, it quickly became your biggest day,
Yep.
your most productive day, and your most popular day. I mean, how and why do you think that's true?
I don't know. I think people, I mean, I know I had this mindset before I actually started playing. I feel like people are thinking, like, oh, that's a game for nerds. Like, who plays D&D? Like, that's so lame. Like, whack. And I think, exposing more people to it, people get interested in it. And I have a couple people where they haven't been in chat in a while, but they did only come on Saturdays for D&D. So I think it has something to do with like our chemistry as a group. Joe is an amazing DM. So we have great storylines, great characters, great player interactions with each other, and I feel like people are coming to see that, rather than just me as an individual. And I think it helps that I'm a girl. No, I'm just kidding.
No.
No, I'm just kidding. But no, I definitely feel like rather it just being me solely for Saturdays, I definitely think it's a group effort because we do have great chemistry with each other. Like most of us know each other outside of this. Like I went to high school with Tyler, like there's just like
I didn't know that.
Yeah, we went to high school together. He dated
therefore
one of my
Chris.
he dated one of my friends.
Chris also
I'm
went to high school.
I'm still surprised that I didn't know you from high school.
Yeah, I moved there. I moved to Gloucester 2012.
So junior year.
Yeah, my junior year. So
Great for me.
Bree's making me
but yeah, so
Because that was my senior year.
yeah.
2012, 2013 was my graduation year.
Yeah. So I
Yeah, for those who don't know, Tyler's the oldest.
yeah, Tyler No,
No.
Chris is the oldest. Me and Tyler are the same age.
I
I'm
thought Tyler was
like
the older.
no.
No.
It's-
Chris's old ass at 30.
Okay,
Yeah,
I'm
I am
sorry.
not-
Wait,
No,
Chris isn't
that's-
30?
that's-
Oh my god.
Okay, alright.
Okay, but in
Time out. Hey, time out. Alright. Chris,
my fault.
Why do you think Sven has very little impulse control? Be specific.
Oh, I wrote this question.
Barbarian.
No, no,
That's not
no.
good
There,
excuse.
no, there has to be
Good
like,
try, Chris, but
My
no.
barbarian had more
No, you
self-control
don't get
than
the
yours.
barbarian pass.
yeah, no. Oh, Tyler, hydrate. I gotta hydrate.
already did.
I gotta hydrate with you.
Hydrate
I've
again.
redeemed that twice since I've been in the chat. Jesus.
Damn it,
Stop
Chris.
avoiding the question. Answer it.
Come on, man.
It probably has something to do with his actual backstory.
Fair enough.
And
I like how we all hydrated.
I vape.
I will soon.
I have a mini
Hydrate
fridge, so does
gang.
that count?
Hydrate gang.
Water.
H2O gang gang.
I've actually been drinking like sparkling
Hell
juices
no.
now.
Yeah,
It's actually pretty good.
that.
Alright, but really though, why? So you said it was his backstory, very small impulse control.
Yeah, it probably has to do something with his backstory. I haven't really worked on the backstory. It's kind of here and there.
Don't feel bad, Chris. I'm in the same boat.
I mean, what I can say is that he was literally raised by wolves.
Say less.
That's been part of my personality since the beginning. I explained that at the beginning. So he's probably got more of a feral instinct rather than a
Let-
Mute.
I forgot that doesn't work on my laptop.
Nope.
Slowly adjusted that.
Fair enough, Chris.
So
You don't have to disclose anything else. If you don't want to.
All you had to do is say raised by wolves, and that pretty much sums up everything right there.
well,
It's a
there's
secret to
there's
everything.
also
Scorpion Assassin, welcome to the stream, and thank you so much for the follow. How are you today?
Good sell. As a Squishy's character,
Thank you for that hydrate, Bree.
the one who has. the
I got,
most
Thai
at the
tea.
moment, especially now that your fellow D6 companion Zaus is dead. So, as a resident sorcerer and sword wielder at times, unfortunately you found yourself at those certain times to be especially vulnerable to death and the potential due to that said D6 hit die. That was a constant threat of permanent
The
death.
topic is reflecting on our campaign
Well, it's
so
just,
far.
Whenever it
This
comes
is
to, like,
our
me
first
being at low
episode.
health, I always the thing I always had to practice with Tally is location, location, location.
Okay, Jeff Dunham.
I was going to make a Jeff Dunham joke about Chris for the record, but I didn't do it. Assert your feelings, Christopher. Anyway,
Sorry.
but, it's the Jeff Dunham joke.
Good comedian.
Mhm.
But anyway,
I know who Jeff Dunham is. I've seen him live, but what?
it's on live.
Oh, I did too. But that's beside the
Later,
point.
guys.
Continue,
Later,
Matt.
guys.
Continue, Matt.
Anyway, back to the point. But yeah, the thing about Tally is that I always have to make sure that she's in a good position, which, considering her recent power of being able to literally stand on ceilings, is actually pretty handy. But
Mhm.
essentially, I'd always have to. I'm basically slowly realizing this when Zaus passed, is that I basically have to either stay behind a tanky character, take position behind cover, or in position to where enemies literally can't get to me. So since I'm literally,
in real time.
Yeah.
and since I'm constantly just flinging spells that do high amounts of damage, I'm literally a glass cannon.
Yeah, because if they decide to focus on you and none of us get to you in time, well,
I definitely think that Tally's power is one of the most useful ones with her with her current build.
yeah.
Yeah, because one of the things that I really like about with Tally's kit is that, for one thing, is that with her subclass, she literally has the ability to basically say, "Screw you! I'm gonna go supernova and explode everyone around me and still have 1 health." Or I can literally create a giant wall of flame as a giant air denial, or blast a fireball at people, blowing them all to smithereens, or create a flaming sphere that allows me to help out in combat with the melee fighters and all that.
For sure. I think she's a pretty well or what are we, dolphins now? or seal. What is it, seals? No, I definitely think that Tally is a very, very well-rounded character, and
Oh, yeah,
she
definitely.
can adapt to almost any situation. So kudos to
When
you
it
for
comes to
building her.
when it comes to attacking, yes, but
Yeah.
Matt said himself that she's victim to lack of utility because of her.
Yeah, that's why I said almost everything.
Mm-hmm.
And that's to be expected considering that every team usually has at least one of those, whether they
Yeah.
be a ranger or a monk or a druid or anything like that.
Yeah.
All right.
Good job, Matt.
Well, Bree, you have to ask me a question. 'Cause
I have your question.
yes. Oh, how long did you think about this?
I slept on it and I actually typed it into the doc at 8:59 this morning before my stream. So, kind of last minute, but not really. Aside from his plan to kill his father, what motivates Thav?
That's a good one.
Yeah, it is.
I think you stumped him.
It started on redemption. He's only 19. And while that's adult in terms of Goliath,
Whoops.
that mindset is certainly not, especially given how
Sorry.
a 19-year-old currently thinks.
He's got a very Kratos-esque kind of backstory.
Yeah.
Hmm.
I happen to look like the guy. Loosely.
Well,
Did that-
more so goal in like killing his dad and how Kratos wanted to kill his dad.
Yeah, but that didn't always want to be evil. He wanted to succeed. His father saw greatness in him, and instead of raising him to be better than he was a coward and kept me away from the world. And then sent me away when he grew to fear my strength because I'm bigger than him. I'm big for a Goliath standards, but I'm about to get bigger. Like he's the king who feared his son. That's what happened. And when I say, like, if you go back in the past, I was his bounty hunter, no, it was more like his slave. I was his slave hunter.
Stop it.
I hunted his slaves. He's not a good man. And I don't want to redeem myself from that. The exile is both good and bad for me. It ruins all credibility I have being able to keep up the throne unless I beat him in one-on-one combat. Or something of that nature that Joe may have planned, or but it allows me to distance myself from somebody who had me hunting slaves down and ran away from me. Like, that's a brutal upbringing. I mean,
Yeah, I'd say
as
so.
far as I know, only being raised by no humans and having wolves experience in the wild is perhaps a bit harsher, but I mean, forced to do an evil man's bidding is a great way to bring a good man down. So now that he's distanced himself from the path of redemption, he's more just trying to work towards this goal and become successful. Because when he builds a name for himself, he doesn't need to earn his way back into the game. All he has to do is show up and challenge his dad. And that's that. And when I can finally get to that point with Thavanoth level whatever team, or even 20, I don't know when Joe plans to do this, or if he does, or what his ideas are. All I've done is plant the seed. So I hope Joe, as good as a DM as he is, can come up with something that's fitting for a character who's as strong and brawny as the best of them on CK2.
Nah.
Still, it couldn't hurt to have some powerful allies.
No.
After all, Tally's already said she's willing to help you.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
And so
Hell, if anything, we'll probably be
He
there
knows-
to keep them from getting interrupted.
Thab knows his lady love is on his side.
I know I'm not alone, but honor it loses value by a multiplier the more people you add in behind it.
That's true.
Just remember,
So,
you have a literal army.
We'll get there
at
when
your-
we get there.
Yep.
But I think it's time we actually play about the characters we so wish to talk about for the last hour. Joe, are we ready to go into Foundry?
Did anybody in chat? Dom had a good question for the whole group, actually.
Yeah, I was gonna wait for you to ask that because I wanted you to ask that.
Yeah. Okay. So, if anybody in chat has any questions, you guys can go ahead and comment them now. Dom asked, out of all of the current characters in the party, which do you think is most likely to be the doppelganger? And I'm assuming he means like Orvix as well. So who would like to open that discussion while I get Foundry open?
I
What
can
the
just
heck?
say that I have no idea. Like,
What
I
does he
have
mean
no
by
idea at
that?
all.
Okay, so
The warning.
yeah, there was a
Warning on level 2.
there was a warning that in the note that we found from that said that the Yellow Banner group was all killed, led in by a doppelganger who ended up betraying them. So it was a warning to look out for that. So I know there's a very popular theory amongst us that Orvix would be, well, Ben. I had a theory that it would be Kazooie because we found him in it, like, you know, he was the only member of the Yellow Banner to like be alive, so I thought that, you know, he's a doppelganger to trick us and it's a trap because he's the only one in our group that we don't really know. Like, we've known Orvix for however long, you know, we've been as a group traveling for months at this point, so yeah, I just, yeah. Yeah, I feel like it could be Kazooie as a trap. So if anybody else has any
here's
input.
What I just thought of was,
Kazooie or Noodle.
what if they killed the doppelganger? Like, what if the doppelganger tried to get the jump on them and they miscalculated how strong they still were and they managed to kill the doppelganger instead?
It never said that.
Yeah, it just said that they led him into battle. It didn't say that he was dead or not, or that they were dead or not.
There's no guarantee that they're still alive. That's what I'm getting at.
Yeah, that's what we're talking about.
That's good theory, but you have to also think about like how a doppelganger works. Like, how many people have actually been separated from the party? Orvix has been with someone the entire time. Sven's separated at some point. Zeyolah's separated at some point.
Yeah.
Like, if you want to
And
think
that's
about
why.
you got to think about somebody disappeared.
Yeah, and that's why I was thinking it might be Kazooie because we just found him.
Well, she now.
Well, we found
Yes,
we found her.
The only problem that it's really gonna cause is if the spellcasters get left alone. Other than that, I think we'll be alright.
Well, I don't think it necessarily has to be a spellcaster. I think it could be anybody. Like,
it could.
I'm
saying if someone were to get left alone, it could definitely cause an issue if they weren't on their guard.
Excuse me.
Is more what I was.
Hey, no.
Oh.
Bitch, absolute. Oh my god.
It's a cat sound.
I hate that stupid cat sometimes. I swear to God.
And on that note,
Matt, calm down.
I'll be back. Stupid cat.
And on that note, I think this is if nobody else said anything, any closing remarks from anybody, or are we good to just dive right in?
Dive right in.
All right.